Hello everyone. Today I want to talk about something truly essential. We will talk about how just 30 minutes of English each and every day can change your fluency. A great many folks think they need many hours to learn English. They believe they need expensive classes or a perfect teacher. But that's not true. The most significant thing isn't studying for many hours. The most significant thing is practicing each and every day. Even 30 minutes can make a large difference. If you use those 30 minutes wisely, you will gradually become an improved English speaker. Day after day, your confidence will grow, your vocabulary will grow, your listening will improve, your speaking will become easier. Little by little, English will become a natural part of your life. Let me tell you a simple story. A young man wanted to learn English. Every Monday he felt excited. He studied for 3 hours. On Tuesday, he was busy. On Wednesday, he was tired. On Thursday, he forgot. On Friday, he watched television. On Saturday, he met his friends. On Sunday, he promised himself to study next week. After many months, he realized that his English had not improved very much. Then he changed his plan. Instead of studying for many hours once a week, he decided to practice for just 30 minutes each and every day. He listened for 10 minutes. He read for 10 minutes. He spoke for 10 minutes. At first, the progress was little, but after several months, he could understand much more English. He could speak with confidence. He realized that daily practice was powerfuler than long study sessions once in a while. Many learners make the same mistake. They wait for the perfect time. They think they will begin tomorrow. They think they need a free weekend. They think they need more energy. But tomorrow becomes next week and next week becomes next month. Time keeps moving. The best time to begin is today. Even if you have only 30 minutes, use them. 30 minutes today are improved than 3 hours next month. Every little practice session builds your confidence. Every sentence you read teaches you something new. Every word you hear becomes another step toward fluency. When I was learning English, I also believed I needed plenty of free time. I looked at long books and challenging grammar lessons. They made me feel nervous. Then I changed my way of learning. I made English part of my daily routine. Every morning I listened to a short English story. Every afternoon I learned several new words. Every evening I spoke to myself in English. Some days I felt tired, but I still practiced for 30 minutes. Those little sessions gradually changed everything. After some time, I noticed that I understood movies improved. I understood simple conversations. I answered questions more quickly. My confidence became powerfuler every week. You don't have to be perfect. A great many folks stop speaking because they are afraid of making mistakes. They worry that someone will laugh at them. But mistakes are normal. Every fluent speaker made thousands of mistakes while learning. Every mistake teaches you something new. If you never make mistakes, you never learn. So speak without fear. Read without fear. Listen without fear. Each and every day is another chance to improve. During your 30 minutes, you can do many simple things. You can listen to a short story. You can repeat each sentence after the speaker. You can read one page from a simple English book. You can learn 5 new words and use them in your own sentences. You can look in the mirror and talk about your day. You can describe your room, your family, your work, or your plans. These simple activities may seem little, but together they build powerful English skills. Think about learning English like planting a tree. On the first day, you plant a little seed. You don't see a large tree immediately. Each and every day you give it water. Each and every day you take care of it. Gradually the roots become powerfuler. Then a little plant appears. Later it becomes a powerful tree. Learning English works the same way. Your daily practice is like watering the tree. If you stop watering it, the tree can't grow. If you continue each and every day, your English becomes powerfuler little by little. Another significant thing is to enjoy your learning time. Don't make English feel like a punishment. Choose stories that you enjoy. Watch videos that make you smile. Listen to conversations that interest you. Read about topics you love. When you enjoy learning, 30 minutes pass very quickly. You begin to look forward to your practice each and every day. Learning becomes a habit instead of a challenging task. You should also celebrate little victories. Maybe today you understood 5 new words. That's success. Maybe you spoke one full sentence without translating. That's success too. Maybe you completed one short story in English. Celebrate that moment. Little victories become large achievements over time. Every successful learner begins with little steps. Always remember that fluency doesn't come from studying only when you feel motivated. Fluency comes from building a habit. Some days you will feel excited. Other days you may feel tired. Practice anyway. 30 minutes isn't a long time. Almost everyone can find 30 minutes during the day. You can practice before break. You can practice after work. You can practice before going to bed. The significant thing is to keep going. As you continue this journey, remember one simple truth: each and every day you practice English, you become a bit improved than yesterday. You may not notice the improvement immediately, but after weeks and months, you will be surprised by your progress. One day you will understand conversations that once seemed impossible. One day you will speak with confidence. One day you will realize that those simple 30 minutes changed your life. So begin today. Stay consistent. Believe in yourself. Your English journey begins with just one little step, and that step is 30 minutes every single day. Chapter 2. Build a daily English habit that lasts. We will talk about building a daily habit. A great many folks begin learning English with great excitement. They study for several days and then they stop. A week later they want to begin again. They want to begin again. This cycle continues for months or even years. The problem isn't that they can't learn English. The problem is that they never build a powerful habit. A habit assists you practice even when you don't feel motivated. It makes learning a natural part of your daily life. Let me tell you another simple story. There was a young woman named Emma. She wanted to speak English fluently. Every Monday she promised herself that this time she would never give up. She studied for many hours on the first day. The next day she felt tired. The day after that she became busy with work. Soon she stopped practicing completely. She felt disappointed. Then one day she read something very simple. It said, "Do a bit each and every day." She decided to study for only 30 minutes. She chose the same time every evening. She sat in the same chair with the same notebook. After several weeks, studying English became a habit. She no longer had to force herself. It became part of her daily routine, just like brushing her teeth or drinking a cup of tea. This is the power of habits. Habits remove excuses. When something becomes a habit, you don't spend time deciding whether you should do it. You simply do it. That's why successful English learners practice regularly. They understand that little daily actions create large results over time. A great many folks believe they need motivation each and every day. But motivation comes and goes. Some mornings you feel excited. Other mornings you feel sleepy. Some days you feel confident. Other days you feel frustrated. If you only study when you feel motivated, you won't make steady progress. Habits are much powerfuler than motivation. A habit keeps you moving even when you don't feel like studying. When I was learning English, I also had days when I wanted to skip my practice. Sometimes I was busy. Sometimes I felt tired after a long day. Sometimes I thought that missing one day wouldn't matter. But then I remembered my goal. I reminded myself that 30 minutes wasn't a long time. I opened my notebook and began anyway. Surprisingly, after just 5 minutes, I often enjoyed learning again. The hardest part was simply beginning. Choose a time that works for you. Some people enjoy practicing in the morning because their minds feel fresh. Others prefer the evening when they have completed work or school. There's no perfect time. The best time is the one you can follow each and every day. If you practice at the same time each day, your brain begins to expect it. Soon, English becomes part of your normal routine. It's also assistful to choose one quiet place for your practice. Maybe it's a little desk in your room. Maybe it's a comfortable chair by the window. Maybe it's a peaceful corner in your house. When you study in the same place each and every day, your mind becomes ready to learn as soon as you sit down. Your brain connects that place with learning English. Your 30 minutes don't have to feel challenging. You can divide them into little parts. Spend 10 minutes listening to an English story. Spend 10 minutes reading a simple paragraph. Spend 10 minutes speaking out loud. This keeps your practice interesting. Every activity assists a different skill. Listening improves your understanding. Reading builds your vocabulary. Speaking gives you confidence. Don't worry if you forget some words. Forgetting is a normal part of learning. Every learner forgets. The significant thing is to review. Read your old notes. Repeat yesterday's vocabulary. Listen to the same story again. Every review makes your memory powerfuler. The words gradually become part of your everyday English. Another great habit's to carry English with you throughout the day. When you see an object, say its name in English. When you walk outside, describe what you see. If you're cooking, think about the names of the food. If you're traveling, describe the people and places around you. These little moments assist your brain stay connected to English, even outside your 30-minute study time. I remember walking to the market while quietly thinking in English. I looked at the sky and said, "The sky is blue today." I looked at the trees and thought, "The trees are very green." I described everything around me using simple sentences. At first, it felt strange. Soon, it became natural. This simple habit assisted me think directly in English without translating. You should also keep a little notebook with you. Whenever you hear a new word, write it down. Don't trust your memory. Later, look at the word again and make a sentence with it. The more you use a word, the easier it becomes to remember. One notebook filled with useful words can become one of your best learning tools. Never compare your progress with someone else's progress. Every learner has a different journey. Some people learn quickly because they already know another language. Others have more free time. Some began learning years ago. Focus only on your own improvement. Compare yourself with the person you were yesterday, not with someone else today. Sometimes your progress will seem gradual. You may feel that your English isn't improving. This feeling is normal. Growth often happens quietly. Just like a plant grows little by little, your English is becoming powerfuler each and every day. One morning you will suddenly understand a conversation that once seemed impossible. You will read a page without using a dictionary. You will answer a question without translating. These moments happen because of your daily habit. Always remember that success isn't about being perfect. Success is about showing up each and every day. Even if your practice isn't perfect, it still assists you grow. Even if you only learn one new word, today you're moving forward. One word each and every day becomes hundreds of words in 1 year. So make a promise to yourself today. Choose your 30 minutes. Choose your place. Choose your time. Keep your notebook ready. Begin with simple English and never stop. Some days will be simple. Some days will be challenging. But each and every day you practice, you're building a powerfuler future. Fluency isn't created in 1 week, it's built 1 day at a time. Keep your habit alive and your English will continue to grow. Every little effort you make today will become the confidence you enjoy tomorrow. Chapter 3. Train your mind to think in English. We will learn how to train our minds to think in English. Many English learners understand grammar. They know many words. They can even read simple books. But when it's time to speak, they become silent. They first think in their own language. Then they translate every sentence into English. This takes time. It makes speaking gradual and challenging. If you want to become fluent, you must gradually train your mind to think directly in English. Sizzy word. Let me tell you a simple story. There was a student named David. He studied English for many years. He knew grammar rules. He memorized hundreds of words. But every time someone asked him a simple question in English, he became nervous. He looked down and stayed quiet. He was translating every sentence inside his head. One day, his teacher gave him a little piece of advice. The teacher said, "Stop translating everything, begin thinking with simple English." David followed this advice each and every day. At first, he could only think of several words. Later, he began making short sentences. After several months, speaking became much easier because his brain no longer needed to translate every idea. Many learners believe that thinking in English is only for advanced students. That's not true. Beginners can also do it. You don't need challenging vocabulary. You only need simple words. Begin with the words you already know. Look around your room. Say, "This is my chair. This is my book. The window is open. The room is quiet." These little sentences train your brain to use English naturally. When I was learning English, I began with very simple thoughts. Every morning I woke up and said to myself, "Great morning. Today is a new day." While brushing my teeth, I thought, "I am brushing my teeth." When I ate breakfast, I said, "This food tastes great." These sentences were simple, but they assisted my brain become comfortable with English each and every day. I added several more sentences gradually. Thinking in English became a normal part of my life. Don't worry if your sentences are short. Short sentences are powerful. They assist you build confidence. You don't need to use challenging grammar all the time. Simple English is great English. Many native speakers also use short and clear sentences during everyday conversations. Focus on being clear instead of trying to sound perfect. A great way to practice is by describing everything around you. If you're walking outside, look at the sky and think, the sky is blue. Look at a tree and think, the tree is very tall. Watch people walking and think they are going to work. If you're at home, describe your room, your clothes, your food, or your family. This simple exercise keeps your brain active in English. Another assistful exercise is to talk to yourself. Some people feel shy about this, but it's one of the best ways to improve. Rashajertring. You can speak quietly when you're alone. Tell yourself what you're doing. Say, now I am making tea. Now I am cleaning my room. I will read a story tonight. These simple conversations build speaking confidence without any pressure. I remember talking to myself while cooking dinner. I described every step in English. I said I am cutting the vegetables. Now I am adding some salt. The food smells very nice. At first, I made many mistakes. Sometimes I forgot words. Instead of stopping, I used easier words. This assisted me continue speaking without fear. Day after day, my English became smoother. Another useful habit is to ask yourself simple questions. For example, ask, what am I doing now? Then answer, I am studying English. Ask, what will I do tomorrow? Then answer, tomorrow I will visit my friend. Ask, what is my favorite food? Then answer with a full sentence. This exercise assists you practice both questions and answers. It also teaches you to think quickly. Pictures are also marvelous tools for thinking in English. Open a magazine or look at a photo. Describe everything you see. Hey, talk about the people, the colors, the weather, and the activities. You don't need perfect grammar. The goal is to keep your mind working in English. Every sentence makes your brain powerfuler. Sometimes you may forget a word. This is completely normal. Don't stop speaking. Use other words to explain your idea. For example, if you forget the word umbrella, you can say the thing people use when it rains. You're still communicating in English. This habit teaches your brain to stay active instead of giving up. Listening also assists you think in English. Listen carefully to short English stories. After listening, try to remember the story in your own words. You don't have to repeat every sentence exactly. Just explain what happened. What happened using simple English. This exercise improves both your memory and your speaking skills. Reading simple books is another excellent habit. After reading one page, close the book and think about what you read. Tell yourself the story using simple sentences. Even if you only remember part of the story, you're still practicing English. Over time, this becomes easier and more natural. Be patient with yourself. At first, your brain will want to return to your first language. That's normal. Every new habit feels challenging in the beginning, but if you continue each and every day, your brain will gradually choose English more often. One day you want is something marvelous. You will answer simple questions without translating. You will understand simple conversations more quickly. You will speak with greater confidence. Always remember that fluency begins inside your mind. Before your mouth can speak English naturally, your brain must become comfortable with English. Every little thought you create in English is another step toward fluency. Keep your thoughts simple. Keep practicing each and every day. It may mistakes. Every sentence you think, every word you remember, and every conversation you practice is assisting you become a powerfuler English speaker. So today, make one simple promise to yourself. From this moment, try to think in English whenever you can. Describe your day. Ask yourself questions. Talk to yourself. Read, listen, and remember stories in English. Little by little, your mind will change. And when your mind changes, your speaking will change, too. One day, you will realize that English is no longer something you translate. It has become something you naturally think, understand, and speak. Chapter 4. Speak each and every day without being afraid of mistakes. We will learn how to speak English each and every day with being afraid of mistakes. Many learners know plenty of English, but they don't speak. They wait until they think their English is perfect. They believe they must know every grammar rule and every word before opening up their mouths. This is one of the largest mistakes. If you wait until you're perfect, you may never begin speaking. The truth is simple. You become fluent by speaking, not by waiting. Let me tell you a simple story. There was a young man named Alex. He loved studying English. He read books each and every day. He listened to English stories every night. He learned many new words. But whenever someone asked him to speak English, he smiled and stayed quiet. He was afraid of making mistakes. One day, his teacher gave him a simple challenge. The teacher said, "Speak English for 5 minutes each and every day. Don't worry about mistakes. Just keep talking." Alex accepted the challenge. The first day was challenging. He stopped many times because he forgot words. The second day was a bit improved. After 1 month, he noticed something astonishing. He was speaking more smoothly. He wasn't perfect, but he was much more confident than before. He realized that every mistake had assisted him become powerfuler. Mistakes aren't your enemy, they are your teachers. Every child makes mistakes while learning to speak. Nobody laughs at a baby who says a word incorrectly. Everyone understands that learning takes time. Learning English is exactly the same. You're learning a new skill. Making mistakes means you're trying. If you never make mistakes, it usually means you're not practicing enough. When I was learning English, I made many mistakes. Sometimes I used the wrong verb. Sometimes I forgot the correct pronunciation. Sometimes I couldn't remember a simple word. At first I felt embarrassed. Then I changed my thinking. Instead of feeling poor, I became delighted every time I found a mistake. I knew that once I corrected it, I would never forget it. Every mistake became another lesson gradually. My confidence grew because I stopped fearing mistakes. One of the easiest ways to practice speaking is to speak to yourself. You don't need a classroom. You don't need expensive lessons. You only need your voice. Stand in front of a mirror and introduce yourself. Say, "Hello, my name is John. I live in a little town. I enjoy reading books. I am learning English each and every day." Repeat this simple introduction until it feels natural. Then add more sentences. Talk about your family, your hobbies, your work, or your dreams. Another great exercise is to describe your daily routine. When you wake up, say, "I wake up at 7 o'clock. I brush my teeth. I drink a cup of tea. Then I go to work." These are simple sentences, but they teach your brain to speak naturally. As your vocabulary grows, your sentences will become longer without much effort. Reading aloud is another powerful habit. Choose a simple English story. Read one paragraph gradually. Listen carefully to your own voice. Pay attention to your pronunciation. If possible, record yourself with your phone. Then listen to the recording. At first, you may feel uncomfortable hearing your own voice. This is normal, but every recording assists you notice little mistakes. The more you practice, the more natural your voice will sound. Shadowing is also an excellent technique. Listen to a short English sentence. Pause the audio and repeat exactly what you hear. Try to copy the speaker's pronunciation, speed, and rhythm. Don't worry if you can't do it perfectly at first. Keep repeating. This exercise trains both your ears and your mouth. After many days of practice, you notice that your pronunciation becomes clearer. Sometimes you may not have anyone to speak with. That's perfectly fine. You can still improve each and every day. Imagine that you're talking to a friend. Ask yourself questions and answer them. For example, ask, "What did I do today?" Then answer with several sentences. Ask, "What are my plans for tomorrow?" Answer again. These little conversations prepare you for real conversations in the future. Another assistful idea is to tell simple stories. Think about something that happened during your day. Maybe you visited a shop. Maybe you watched a movie. Maybe you cooked dinner. Tell the story in English using simple sentences. You don't need challenging vocabulary. The goal is to keep speaking without stopping. Always remember to speak gradually. Many learners believe they must speak very quick to sound fluent. This isn't true. Clear and gradual English is much improved than quick English. Full of mistakes. Native speakers also gradual down when explaining something significant. Take your time. Think about your words. Speak clearly. Confidence grows through practice, not speed. It's also significant to smile while speaking. Smiling assists you relax. When you're relaxed, your words come more easily. Fear makes your mind gradual. Confidence opens your mind. Before you begin speaking, take a deep breath, smile, and remind yourself that mistakes are part of learning. Celebrate every little success. Maybe today you spoke for 5 minutes without stopping. That's marvelous. Maybe you learned one new sentence and used it correctly. That's progress. Maybe you understood an English video improved than yesterday. Celebrate these moments. Little successes become large achievements over time. Never compare your speaking ability with someone else's. Every learner has a different journey. Some people have practiced for many years. Others began recently. Focus only on becoming improved than you were yesterday. Each and every day you practice, you're moving forward. Remember that fluency isn't about speaking perfect English. Fluency is about expressing your ideas with confidence. People understand honest communication. They don't expect perfection. The more you speak, the easier it becomes. The more mistakes you correct, the powerfuler your English grows. So today, make another promise to yourself. Speak English even if it's only for 10 or 15 minutes during your 30-minute practice session. Talk to yourself. Read aloud. Repeat after native speakers. Tell simple stories. Record your voice. Learn from your mistakes and keep moving forward. One day you will look back and smile because the fear that once stopped you will be gone. In its place, you will find confidence, fluency, and the joy of speaking English each and every day. Chapter 5. Listen each and every day and let English become natural. We will talk about another powerful habit. We will talk about listening. A great many folks want to speak English fluently, but they don't spend enough time listening. They learn grammar, they memorize vocabulary, they write many sentences, but they forget one significant thing. Before we can speak naturally, we must first hear the language. Many times listening teaches our brain how English really sounds. It assists us understand pronunciation, rhythm, and common expressions. If you listen each and every day, your speaking will gradually become easier and more natural. Let me tell you a simple story. There was a student named Sarah. She loved learning English, but she had one problem. She could read simple books, but she couldn't understand people when they spoke. Every conversation sounded too quick. She felt disappointed. One day her teacher gave her simple advice. The teacher said, "Listen to English each and every day for 30 minutes. Don't worry if you do not understand everything. Just keep listening." Sarah followed this advice. At first, she understood only several words. After 2 weeks, she began recognizing more sentences. After 2 months, she could understand short conversations without reading subtitles. She realized that daily listening had completely changed her English. This happens because your brain learns through repetition. The more you hear English, the more familiar it becomes. At first, every sentence sounds quick. Later your ears begin to recognize common words. Then your brain begins understanding whole sentences. Finally you begin to think in English without translating. Listening is like training your ears. The more you practice, the powerfuler they become. When I was learning English, I listened every single day. I listened while eating breakfast. I listened while walking outside. I listened before going to bed. Sometimes I didn't understand very much, but I continued anyway. Each and every day I noticed something new. One day I understood a new word. The next day I understood a complete sentence. Gradually, English no longer sounded like a strange language. It began feeling familiar. Choose listening materials that are simple for you. Many learners make the mistake of choosing challenging movies or quick conversations. Then they become frustrated because they can't understand. Begin with simple English stories. Listen to beginner conversations. Listen to short lessons with clear pronunciation. When you understand most of what you hear, your confidence grows. Later, you can gradually move to more challenging materials. Don't worry if you must listen to the same story many times. Repetition is one of the best teachers. The first time you listen, you may understand only a bit. The second time you recognize more words. The third time you understand the whole idea. Every time you repeat, your listening becomes powerful. There's nothing wrong with listening to the same story again and again. Another assistful habits to listen and repeat. This is called shadowing. Listen to one sentence. Pause the recording. Repeat exactly what you hear. Try to copy the pronunciation and the rhythm. Don't rush. Speak gradually and clearly. This exercise improves your listening and speaking at the same time. Your ears and your mouth begin working together. You can also read while listening. Find a story with both audio and text. Listen while following the words with your eyes. This assists you connect pronunciation with spelling. You learn how words sound in real conversations. After reading and listening to together, try listening without the text. You will understand much more than before. Another, you use useful exercises to close your eyes while listening. Focus only on the speaker's voice. Imagine the story in your mind. If the story talks about a park, imagine the trees and the people. If it talks about a family, imagine their house and their daily life. Creating pictures in your mind assists you remember new vocabulary more easily. Sometimes you may feel that you're not improving. Don't give up. Listening is like filling a bottle with drops of water. One drop seems very little, but after many days, the bottle becomes full. Every minute you spend listening is another drop. One day you will realize that you understand much more than before. Another significant tip is to listen to English each and every day. Even if you're busy, you can listen while cooking, cleaning, walking, or traveling. You don't always need to sit at a desk. Make English part of your daily life. The more often you hear it, the more comfortable your brain becomes with the language. It's also assistful to listen to different voices. Every person speaks a bit differently. Some speak gradually, others speak quickly. Some have different accents. Listening to different speakers assists you become an improved listener. At first, stay with clear and simple English. Later you can gradually explore different accents and speaking styles. Don't become discouraged if you miss some words. Even native speakers don't catch every single word in every conversation. Focus on understanding the main idea. As your vocabulary grows, you will naturally understand more details. Confidence comes from regular practice, not from understanding everything immediately. Keep a notebook beside you while listening. Whenever you hear a useful word or expression, write it down. Later, read the word again and make your own sentence. Try using the new expression while speaking. This assists move new vocabulary from your ears into your everyday English. Always remember that listening isn't a passive activity. Listen with attention. Ask yourself simple questions. What is the speaker talking about? Who are the people in the story? What happened first? What happened next? Thinking about these questions keeps your mind active and improves your understanding. Every great English speaker was once a great listener. Before they spoke fluently, they spent many hours listening to English. They trained their ears each and every day. You can do the same. Your journey may feel gradual at first, but each and every day you're making progress. Every story you hear teaches you something new. Every conversation assists your brain become powerfuler. So today, make another promise to yourself. Spend part of your 30-minute practice listening carefully to English. Listen to simple stories. Repeat what you hear. Read while listening. Listen again and again without feeling bored. Trust the process. Day by day, your ears will become sharper. Your pronunciation will improve. Your confidence will grow. And before you know it, you will understand English more naturally than you ever imagined. Keep listening. Keep practicing. And keep believing in yourself. Every minute you spend listening today is great language English you will speak tomorrow. Chapter 6. Read each and every day and fill your mind with English. We will learn another habit that can completely change your fluency. We will talk about reading. Many English learners think reading is only for learning new words. But reading does much more than that. Reading teaches you vocabulary, grammar, sentence structure, and natural expressions at the same time. Every page you read gives your brain more examples of real English. The more you read, the easier it becomes to understand and speak. Let me tell you a simple story. There was a young student named Daniel. He wanted to speak English fluently, but he found it challenging to make great sentences. He knew many words, but he didn't know how to use them together. One day, his teacher gave him a little English storybook. The teacher said, "Read just several pages each and every day, don't rush." Daniel followed this advice. At first he read very gradually. Sometimes he needed a dictionary. Sometimes he read the same page twice. But he never gave up. After several months, something marvelous happened. His sentences became more natural. He began using expressions that he had learned from the stories. Reading had quietly improved his English without him even noticing. Reading works because your brain learns by seeing patterns again and again. Every time you read a sentence, your mind remembers how English is organized. You begin to understand where words belong. You notice how questions are formed. You see how people describe places, feelings, and events. Gradually, your brain begins to copy these patterns. Naturally, when you speak. When I was learning English, I read something each and every day. Some days I read short stories. Other days, I read children's books. Sometimes I read simple news articles. I didn't understand every word, but I kept reading. Every new page taught me something useful. After several months, I noticed that I could write improved sentences. Speaking also became easier because my brain had seen thousands of correct English sentences. You don't need challenging books to improve. In fact, simple books are often the best choice. If a book is too challenging, you spend too much time looking up words. Then reading becomes gradual and frustrating. Choose books that you can. If you know about 80 or 90% of the words, you can enjoy the story while still learning new vocabulary. Try reading out loud. Sometimes reading aloud assists your pronunciation. It trains your mouth to slush English words correctly. It also assists you notice punctuation. You learn when to pause, when to stop, and how sentences flow naturally. Even 10 minutes of reading aloud each and every day can improve your speaking. Another great habit's to read the same story more than once. The first time, focus on understanding the story. The second time, notice new words and useful expressions. The third time, read more smoothly without stopping. Every reading becomes easier. Repeating stories builds confidence because you understand more each time. Keep a notebook beside you while reading. Whenever you find a useful word or phrase, write it down. Don't try to write every new word. Choose only the words that you think you will use in daily life. Later, make your own sentences with these words. This assists you remember them much improved than simply memorizing a list. Another assistful exercise to summarize what you read. After completing one page, close the book and tell yourself the story in simple English. You don't have to remember every detail. Just explain the main idea. This simple exercise improves both your memory and your speaking skills. It also teaches you to think in English. Pictures can also assist you while reading. Look at them carefully before reading. Look at them carefully before reading. Try to guess what the story is about. Then read and see if your ideas were correct. This makes reading more enjoyable and assists you understand the story more easily. Sometimes you will find words you don't know. Don't stop after every new word. First try to understand the meaning from the sentence. Often the other words around it will give you enough information. If the word is significant and appears many times, then you can check the dictionary. This habit keeps your reading smooth and enjoyable. Reading each and every day also builds confidence. At first, one page may feel challenging. After several weeks, you can read 2 or 3 pages comfortably. After several months, you may complete an entire book. Every page you complete is another step toward fluency. Progress comes little by little, just like climbing a staircase. You move one step at a time until you reach the top. Make reading part of your daily routine. You can read in the morning before work or school. You can read during your lunch break. You can read before going to bed. Even 15 minutes each and every day will bring great results over time. The significant thing is consistency. Reading each and every day is much improved than reading for several hours only once a week. Another marvelous habit's to read about topics you enjoy. If you like sports, read simple sports articles. If you enjoy cooking, read simple recipes in English. If you love travel, read stories about different countries. When you read about things that interest you, learning becomes exciting. You stay motivated because you're learning something you enjoy. Always remember that every fluent English speaker has spent many hours reading. They learned new words, expressions, and sentence patterns through books, stories, articles, and conversations. Reading quietly builds your English from the inside. Even when you don't notice it, your vocabulary is growing, your grammar is improving, your confidence is becoming powerfuler. So today, make another promise to yourself. Spend part of your 30-minute practice reading something in English. Choose simple books. Read gradually. Enjoy every page. Read aloud sometimes. Write down useful words. Tell yourself the story after reading. Don't rush the process. Every page you read today is preparing you for improved conversations tomorrow. Keep reading each and every day. Keep believing in yourself and keep moving forward. One day you will open the book, read it with confidence and smile because you remember the day when even one simple page felt challenging. That day will remind you that your daily 30-minute practice has truly changed your English forever. Chapter: keep going each and every day and watch your fluency change. We will learn why consistency is the secret that changes an English learner into a fluent English speaker. Fluency isn't built in one day, it's built through little actions repeated every single day. Every minute you practice is an investment in your future. Let me tell you one last story. There was a young woman named Lily. She dreamed of speaking English fluently each and every day. She practiced for 30 minutes. Some days she felt excited. Other days she felt tired after work. Sometimes she thought she wasn't improving at all. She wanted to give up many times. But she remembered her promise. She told herself, I only need to practice for 30 minutes today. She never worried about tomorrow. She only focused on today's practice. After 1 year, she met an English-speaking visitor in her city. To her surprise, she was able to understand the conversation and answer confidently. When the conversation ended, she smiled because she realized that her little daily efforts had completely changed her English. This is how fluency grows. It grows quietly. You may not notice your improvement each and every day. Sometimes it feels like nothing is changing. But your brain is learning every time you listen, it's growing every time you read. It becomes powerfuler every time you speak. Every practice session adds another little piece to your English skills. One day all those little pieces come together and you suddenly realize how much you have improved. When I was learning English, there were days when I felt frustrated. I listened to a story and understood very little. I tried speaking and forgot many words. I made grammar mistakes. Sometimes I wondered if I would ever become fluent. But I continued practicing. I trusted the process. Weeks became months and months became years. Looking back, I understand that every little practice session mattered. Even the days when I felt I learned nothing were assisting me improve. Always remember that learning English isn't a competition. You don't need to become fluent quicker than someone else. Everyone has a different journey. Some people learn quickly because they have more time. Others improve gradually because they are busy with work or family. What matters isn't your speed. What matters is that you keep moving forward. One little step each and every day is enough. You know, sometimes you will have a poor day. Maybe you can't remember words. Maybe you can't concentrate. Maybe you feel tired. That's completely normal. Don't let one challenging day stop your journey. Even if you only practice for 10 or 15 minutes, you're still building your habit. A short practice is always improved than no practice at all. Another significant thing is to enjoy your progress. Think back to the first day you began learning English. Remember how challenging simple sentences seemed. Now look at yourself. You can understand more. You know more vocabulary. You can make improved sentences. Every month you become powerfuler than before. Celebrate these improvements because they show that your hard work is paying off. It's also assistful to set little goals for yourself. Instead of saying, I want to speak perfect English, choose simple goals. Learn 5 new words this week. Complete 1 short English story. Listen to English each and every day for 7 days. Speak for 5 minutes without stopping. These little goals are easier to achieve. Every time you reach one goal, you feel more confident. Confidence gives you the energy to continue learning. Don't forget to review what you have learned. Sometimes we focus so much on learning new words that we forget the old ones. Spend several minutes every week reading your notes. Repeat your favorite stories. Practice old vocabulary. Review assists move information into your long-term memory. The more often you review, the longer you remember. Another marvelous habit to use English in your daily life. Change your phone language to English if you feel comfortable. Write your shopping list in English. Keep a little journal about your day. Watch simple English videos. Listen to English while walking or cooking. Surround yourself with English whenever possible. The more English becomes part of your daily life, the more natural it feels. Never lose your curiosity. Every new word is an opportunity to grow. Every story teaches you something new. Every conversation makes you more confident. Stay excited about learning. Ask questions. Explore different topics. Read about things you enjoy. Curiosity keeps your learning fresh and enjoyable. There will be moments when you surprise yourself. One day you will understand a movie without subtitles. One day you will answer a question immediately without translating. One day you will read a page and understand everything. These moments are the rewards for your daily practice. They remind you that your effort has value. Always believe in yourself. Don't say my English is poor. Instead, say my English is getting improved each and every day. Your words shape your attitude. A positive attitude assists you continue even when learning feels challenging. Remember that every fluent English speaker was once a beginner. They also made mistakes. They also forgot words. The difference is that they never stopped practicing. As we complete this journey together, I want you to remember one simple message: 30 minutes may not seem like much today, but 30 minutes each and every day can completely change your future. One day becomes 1 week. 1 week becomes 1 month. 1 month becomes 1 year. Those little moments of practice become thousands of minutes of learning. That's how fluency is built. So beginning today, make one promise to yourself. Practice English every single day. Listen with attention. Read with curiosity. Speak with confidence. Think in English whenever you can. Don't fear mistakes because they are part of learning. Stay patient with yourself. Keep smiling. Keep believing. Keep moving forward one little step at a time. One day you will look back and remember the person you're today. You will smile because you never gave up. You will realize that your confidence, your vocabulary, your listening, and your speaking all grew because of one simple habit. You practiced English for just 30 minutes each and every day. Those 30 minutes changed your fluency, opened new opportunities, and gave you the confidence to communicate with the world. Your journey doesn't end here. In many ways, it's only beginning. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep speaking English every single day. Your future self will thank you for the effort you begin today.